Sure, please do.
All right, so good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for attending another exciting edition of our Chit Chat with the Guru. Today we have someone very special today's coming to speak to us on this platform. Just before we deep dive into it and start, I want to do a bit of introduction about the club, what we do, and what we've been doing. The club was founded it was founded 12th July 2024, and our vision was to foster a community of passionate readers who are inspired and ethically grounded to contribute positively to human growth and development. We sat down together as well and crafted our mission to create a platform that drives reading culture, which help individuals develop and deepen their cognitive skills. We have five admins managing the club: Hazim Lawal, myself, Ufoma Akoibo, Moses Richard, Lukman Election, and Morade Olajubo. We're the five people in charge, managing, coordinating. We have several activities that we do. Number one is weekly Kaizen book review. Weekly Kaizen book review is done every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. So far, we have read six books, or we've read five books. We read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Just to mention, Nkechi gifted that book to me. She gave me the book. And, and every time I pick the book, that's your handwriting there. That's Titi Kazubawa signed sealed. Uh, so when I started reading the book, I keep showing everybody that copy of the book, the original copy, read, original. So that was the first book we read. The second one, Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. We read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hills, Outlier by Malcolm Gladwell, Atomic Habits by James Clear. We are currently reading Making It Big by Femi Otedola. We've covered 12 chapters out of the 25 chapters. The idea is just pick a chapter and read a week in a Kaizen way, just using that Japanese methodology into reading. We also have monthly Kaizen game night where every last Saturday of the month we do a game. We've done 15 editions of the game. We're working towards doing the 16th one, but we're doing it the physical one. And then we launched quarterly chit chat with Guru last quarter, where John Okwelege. And then we also have annual Kaizen Hangouts. That fourth edition of that is coming up by 12th of July. So it's that's what we do. That's what we've been pulling through. And today we're having the 2.0 edition of the Chit Chats, and we're having Nkechi Esan. Just to do a bit of introduction of Nkechi, I know she will do a lot for herself. Nkechi used to be my very big boss, not not my boss. And honestly, I used to be a good reader, but I was biased towards reading theology books and Arabic books until I met Nkechi and started giving me books. In my shelf today, I have 4 or 5 books of Nkechi on my chair. Yeah, I know you won't remember, and that's the beautiful part of being good. You might not really memorize all of those things. And when I was thinking about this class, well, where will I catch in Nkechi in this world? Well, so I was just like, the day I said, let me just close that. So Nkechi started her career. If you go to her LinkedIn page, she already dropped it. You see it. Started with Zenith Bank, working family canvassing pensions. Currently, she's working as a campaign specialist in Reddit. And Nkechi, welcome you to our platform today.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Kazim. It's honored to be here. And I actually didn't remember about the book. So I'm so glad that you even had a look at it and read it because it's not easy to read some of these business books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that book as well. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, it's just nice to see how you touch people over the years and you don't even remember, you might not remember, but you've made a
Yeah,
difference. So that's interesting.
you've done
Yeah,
really
and
well,
great
Nkechi.
initiative you have here.
All right,
The,
so we're going
yeah.
to it. We have some couple of questions. We just want to do a chit chat. I want people to really benefit from your wealth of experience. Number one is tell us about yourself. something interesting about you. Let us meet you outside your regular professional job. Just tell us about yourself. Who is Nkechi Esan?
Okay, well, as Kasim said, I worked with Stanbic for maybe 10 plus years when I was in Nigeria. Started my career in Nigeria, like you said, and it was, I don't know where to go with my career. I'll talk about my career then about me. So worked in the banking industry for about 10 plus years, and then I moved to the US to be with my husband. And I've been here for about 13 years. First 4 years, I was kind of having babies and working with sort of small businesses. So I was just doing, trying to find my footing, living in a small town in Arizona. It was pretty quiet there compared to Lagos. So I just didn't know like how do I cope and all that. And then after that, I moved to Seattle, and that became a bit easier to work, to find work there, and trying to find my way. I finally found my way into digital marketing because before I used to be in applications management.
Yeah.
And one book really helped me. It's called The Mom Gap by Karen Gurney. I'll share the link. Yeah, so it's sort of directed at moms, but I was sharing the tips with my husband too, because she had great templates. She was just talking about how to get back into work after you've been out for a while. And it really helped me to connect with people and just, a lot of great practical tips there. Yeah, so what else about me? Well, I read a lot. I've read since I was really young, but my tastes have changed over time. I used to be really into business books, and now I think I just read all sorts of books. So, and I like to join book clubs because they help you to like open your mind and read something you might not read before, you might not have read before. So, yeah, I love reading. I just finished working with Amazon Publishing, almost 2 year contract, and that was really interesting because I got into seeing how books are made and marketed, and
Interesting.
there were so many new authors. So that was really a fun period in my life. But now, new job, yeah. Okay, personal things. I read a lot. I'm also a Zumba instructor, but I don't teach often. I just like Zumba, so that gets me moving. Yeah, so that's a bit about me in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nkechi. That's very good. What book are you currently reading?
Oh, I'm reading Twice by Mitch Album. Twice. It's about this guy who discovers he has a power and he can go back and redo something. He has two chances. So the first time and then the second time, and that's it. So it's a bit of like a time travel book. So he can redo his life. And it's just interesting because you think, what would I redo if I had a second chance in
Hmm.
my life?
Fantastic.
And then sometimes when he redoes it, it's worse. Or he because you think, oh, if I could just change that thing, sometimes it doesn't turn out how he thinks. So it's a
Positive.
very
Yeah.
interesting book. That is from a book club that I joined here, Friends Book Club. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And for our for our participant, there was something Nkechi said in the passing. I just want to call our attention to it to say that when she was coming back from being mom, right, she wants to go back into the mainstream. She went to read a book. She went back to read a book, and a book provided templates and good guidance for her to move forward. So that's to tell us reading is always good. It's not in any way. I don't even say a negative thing in books. It's just to read good books and then you'll be fine. Secondly, the second question we ask is right from childhood, were you a good reader or how did you develop your habits around reading?
Okay. Oh, I was always a reader. I remember my first earliest memories. I was two, I was three or something really early. I just was into reading. And I don't know how I taught myself. But my son is like that. He's 9 now and he reads, sometimes he read 5 books a day. And I am like concerned because my parents were concerned for me. They're like, this is too much. You need to talk to people. You need to, but so sometimes you might just be into it
Hmm.
normally, just like that. I think sometimes people struggle because they feel they really want to read more. But like for me, I just had the inclination. So maybe if you don't like to read as much, don't beat yourself up about it because sometimes some things come naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I started really when I was really early. And for people that struggle to read, I think trying different options like the audio summary or just talking to people who have read the book, sometimes they'll just summarize it for you in an exciting way. And as long as you get something from it, that's okay. Yeah.
yeah. And that's the concept of our every Saturday weekly
Nice.
review that we do because we know that some people may not be able to read the whole chapter for the week, but at least come and listen to another person sharing their
Yeah.
thoughts from it, and it's still
Uh-huh.
beneficial. Thank you
Yes.
so much,
That this
Nkechi.
course is
Another thing I
helpful.
want to also ask is, from your experience, um, can you share what you can typically, you've mentioned about going back to the mainstream of professionals or going back to work. Aside that, what other experience can you share with us? What impact can you share in terms of what book has done for you?
Oh wow. I've read some great books that help me. For example, there's one called Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. I've forgotten the writer. That was interesting. Another one, Invaluable or Indispensable, about trying to be indispensable at work. So they gave some good tips there. Maybe you've read it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
some good tips there. There's another one that I really liked, Work Made Fun Gets Done. I think I kind of try to make work fun without thinking about some other things, though. I have to say, like, there's sometimes the workload is too much. So you're like, let's try and make it fun. And people are not going to be so enthused because there's something fundamentally wrong. Yeah. So, Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, that helped me to sort of lean in at work. But later on, sometimes you love a book, and then later on you think, there's some things this book did not take into,
consideration.
didn't factor in. Yeah. Like sometimes it's hard to lean in, but still helpful in the moment. So yeah, different books definitely helped me. Then I also moved more into nonfiction, and I found that nonfiction can be also really good at teaching you some business lessons. You're just learning without thinking. Yeah. So one book that's really been stayed with me is Watership Down. It's a children's book about rabbits that leave their Warren to try to find a new home. And I'm telling you, this book, I think I've read it 3 times. That's when you know
Wow.
you really like a book. And sometimes I just think about something else because the leader of these rabbits, he was just trying his best. And he had people questioning him. There was one guy there that was called Big Wig, a rabbit, a rabbit that was like the big wig in the former Warren. And he said, I'm never going to call you chief because you don't deserve it. I don't want to give a spoiler. Does he call him cheap in the end? Does he like respect him after a while? But this book is really one of my favorite books. So sometimes you find a book might really, really help you, and it may not be a business book, but it's a lot has a lot of business lessons.
Fantastic. So I hope our audience are also listening to Nkechi, how she's dishing out those books. I've read this,
I'm
I
sharing
read
some
that.
of them here.
No, no. So because a lot of people do not understand that reading can actually be enjoyable, right? They seem to see it like it's a burden, it's something that you must be forced to do, or you only read it when you are writing an exam, right? But in the recent,
Mm.
it is something that when you read, I remember this same book you mentioned. Unfortunately, I don't know who I gave the book to. How to make yourself indispensable. You gave me the book and you wrote
Oh
at the
my
cover,
gosh, are you serious?
You said, hi, Kazim, you are already indispensable.
Oh
and then you
my, are you
sign.
kidding me? That's so
Don't worry, I'll snap
interesting.
some of those books and send it so that you'll see your handwriting. I know you like using black pen, then
Oh,
you'll see your
oh my
handwriting.
gosh. And honestly, you were really such a great worker. So I really meant every word. So
Hmm. Thank
just
you so
to
much. Thank you so
reiterate,
much. I really
yeah.
appreciate. I really appreciate. So another question I have for you is that what would be your advice to youths, professionals, right, entrepreneurs about what would you tell them about reading? Because you've told us a lot of things that book us. We want you to give a direct advice, telling them, guys, this is what you should look at. We would like to hear from you because
Mm.
someone like us, we are not a guru yet. They may not want to listen to us.
Oh,
But someone
oh
like
my.
you, that you're saying it across the globe, they would like
Hmm.
to listen to you.
Oh my. When I honestly, when I saw Guru, I thought I hope it's not me. He's referring to because I think the more you grow, the more you see, wow, I don't know much at all. The
Hmm.
more you know, the more you realize you have so much to learn. And
Hmm.
books that I loved before that I thought this book is the best, is the guide to the world. Later
Hmm.
on, I think, oh, I actually, I don't think it was the best for. It was good
Wow.
then, but not so good now. Some more things I didn't think about. Okay, my advice to people who really want to get into reading, I think not to force it really, because see, my husband, he's not a reader, and I don't really remember him reading any book since we've been married. But interesting enough, I gist him about books that I'm reading, and
Books.
he enjoys me gisting. And because I'm not knocking him like, why didn't you read it with me? I just say, hey, see what is happening now. So I'll just pick up with him from he like, you see what happened before? That lady, now she has done this. So that's the way
Hmm.
he reads. He reads vicariously through me. So like what Kazim was saying about talking to people, that's another way. Like if really want to get some advice from a book, there's so many podcasts now. There's this book club.
Yeah.
I sometimes I'm struggling to read a book. I just Google and I'll see someone is talking about it. So if I'm driving, I'm just listening and I'm like, I don't have to finish it. I just have to get maybe one or two things that might be useful. So maybe not to pressure yourself to read too much and try different avenues, audio, talking to people, and so on.
Fantastic. So, Nkechi is telling you that you can explore different means of reading, just ensure that you still derive the benefit and the message hidden in those books. That is the most important thing for you. All right. In terms of what would you prefer? Physical book, audiobook, or summaries? Which of them is your priority and why?
I prefer physical because physical, there's so many alerts from Instagram, alerts from this, email. I think I suspect I have ADHD, honestly, because I'm reading. Oh, I need to update my shopping list. Oh, wait, something came on Twitter or Instagram or something. So if I'm reading a book on Kindle, I do get distracted. Audio is the same. It's good because you can move around, you can do things, and you're just listening. But sometimes I lose track of where I am. So I think I prefer physical, but it's not as convenient because I know that a lot of books in my Kindle, if I have to leave the country, for example, I can just carry my Kindle and I have all my books there. So yeah, that I like that. And also sometimes you get it cheaper depending I know the Kindle market is different in Nigeria, but sometimes you can get the book cheaper. They do a lot of deals, so that it can be better. So physical, but I still do the other ones too because
Other
they can
ones.
be useful.
Fantastic. So for our audience, if you have questions for Nkechi, you can go ahead and raise your hand and then we'll call you. Another question I want to ask, what's your thoughts around social media, the impact of social media on reading habits? What would you say?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's been good and bad because good in the sense that there's book talk, there's bookstagram, and that has made so many books become really successful. You have people that explain books to you that you can. When I finish reading a book, I sometimes go and find people. I need to talk about this book, and you find someone who has, and then there's a nice debate. So it's actually people thought reading would go down, but because of book talk and Instagram, it's gone. It's spiked
Yeah.
actually. In fact, I saw in a store the other day, book talk made me famous, like a book talk section. So now some supermarkets have book talk sections, books that just became famous because of that. And I've found some books. There's this lady, I read like 50 of her books, no lie, because
Wow.
of
50.
I yes. It's incredible. Yeah.
That's explosive.
Yeah, because she has this series, right? And in book talk, right? So it was through book talk that I found this lady. So yeah.
Wow.
Okay, the
Wow.
rabbit
Somebody's asking.
story.
Yeah. Somebody's
Oh,
interested in
it
that
is
title.
Watership Down. Watership Down. I put it up in it's in the chat there. Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's
Fantastic.
amazing.
Wow. Okay. So we have quick fire round questions. Just the number one, you've answered it, which is the physical book, and you've explained to us that you really prefer physical, but if you need to do audio or digital as well, you do. Okay, morning reading or night reading, and why?
Well, I think night because sometimes at the end of the day there's a little more time. But I've been known to wake up and continue and like I need to know what's going on. But there's more time at night, so I would say night reading.
So the- honestly, Ram, when you mentioned 15 books, 50 books and all of that, like wow. So all of us we are learners basically. We should not call ourselves readers because I can't
Wow.
remember myself reading 50 books, even in my entire life. I cannot remember,
What really?
right?
Oh.
50, and then you just read it in the passing. I read 50 from single author. I can imagine what you have read, right? Ah, so that, but that's very
Yeah.
good. And that's to tell people, Nkechi is the mother, right? How many kids? Sorry, how many kids do you have? Just to ask.
I have
Hey,
three, going from 18 to 9. So they're pretty grown now. Yeah, yeah. But
so I'm a mother is not an excuse. I'm a professional is not an excuse. If you truly need to learn the wisdom in book, you need to just be determined to try it out. And if you're not able to read it, she has also given us some very good insight. One book you wish you wrote, meaning one book that you really enjoyed that I would have loved to have been the author of this book and why.
wow. Oh, that's a hard one. I don't think I can choose. I really like Vanity Fair. It's set in 19 no 18 something. Yeah. And there's a magazine called Vanity Fair and it's actually based kind of like referencing that book. I really like the book because the guy is like gossiping to you about this lady who is trying to make it in society at all costs and what she tries to do to and how far she rises, all the things she does. It's just about vanity, really. So I really like that book. And Crazy Rich Asians, when I read it, I don't know if you know that movie, Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah, it's kind. I feel like the guy was reincarnated. The author of Crazy Rich Asians. I feel like he
Hmm,
got some of the guy's spirit because it's about, what do people do for money and how crazy they can become. And it's not easy because money is important. So
yeah,
yeah. So Vanity Fair, I think one of the books I would have loved to write because it's so funny, it's so interesting and makes you think a lot.
fantastic. Okay, so I have the last question, and then we'll give you the floor to just do a summary and give us a final advice. What do you think about reading one book deeply or many books lightly?
Oh, I think I like to read deeply, but the problem is that I might have four books I'm reading at a time. It was even worse when I was at Amazon Publishing because I might be reading something because I'm promoting it. So,
Hmm,
I have like it was too much. I must say it was sometimes a little overwhelming. But I think there's some people that read like me. I saw President Obama saying that he reads many books at a time. So I thought, oh, okay, so I'm not so strange. So, so you're reading many, but there's one you're focusing on at that time. Like this one that I'm reading now twice. I just like, no, I need to finish it. So I need to, focus until it's done. Yeah. But you don't have to be reading one at a time. But some people, that's what they do. Yeah. So many at a time. That's my answer.
Fantastic. And just also mention, Nkechi is not only reading this. I remember when we were discussing then, and she told me that have I watched? Oh, we just mentioned The Apprentice of Trump. Then about The Apprentice, I think TV show, right? Then Trump
Oh
will say
yeah,
you are
that TV
fired.
show.
I remember he gave me that stack of CD then, so that we went to watch as a family. And that's why my wife is dropping a comment for you in the chat saying thank
Oh,
you to
that's
you.
nice. Hello. Oh, The
So
Apprentice.
yes, we really in all of this, what I'm just saying is there's so much wisdom, knowledge, so many things to learn. You don't necessarily need to read very deeply complex and complicated books. You can read non-fiction books, story books, just to widen your horizon, full of learn from people's experience and all of that. So in like a minute, Nkechi, can you help us sum this up? What will be your final closing remark? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think just finding joy in it. If it's not giving you joy, don't have to continue. Try different genres there and try open your mind to different authors, and you might just find something that you enjoy. I believe life is so fleeting and so strange, and many things hard to explain. So, maybe just find a bit of joy in it. Don't pressure yourself too much. And I love this idea of community that you have here. So that's such a good idea. Talk to people about the book. Even if you didn't read it that much, you might still learn something.
Sure. Somebody asked you a question. I already know your answer, but I will still ask. Have you ever read a book twice?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know my answer. Yes. There's some books that I say, is it time? Is it time? Because I'm rereading it at a said like at Christmas, I'm like, oh, half the Americana, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I read that book sometimes. Watership Down. Yeah, definitely. And the third time around, you will get some things that you didn't get before.
The first and
Yeah.
second. Fantastic. It's a very nice time meeting my boss once again. I'm
Oh,
happy
thank you.
having sharing the platform with you and sharing from your wealth of experience. If you listen very well to Nkechi, she has said so many fantastic things. Number one is there's so much wisdom in book. Number two, don't kill yourself if you think reading is not your thing, but still find means to benefit from the book, right? She also told us about repetition. She told us she read the book 3 times and all of that. And she also told us about as you grow in life, you learn different things in books. A book can solve your problem when you are a teenager, and when you are a parent, might not be the solution any longer. So, in all of this to tell us that the beautiful things, everything book is interesting, right? And if you cannot read, like she said, find a way to benefit from the wisdom of the book. It will be bad. You're not a reader, you're not listening, you're not learning from people that have read it. It will really be bad. Nkechi, once again, we want to thank you for the honor. We appreciate all of what you've been doing. We're happy seeing you again. I know a lot of colleagues are like, when they saw the flyer, I said, where did you bring the Nkechi from, right? So
Oh,
I'm very happy to have you and sharing your wealth of experience. In closing, just to tell our participants, next week is our Kaizen Hangout. It's a physical event, right? So we have limited slots for physical people. We're also exploring means of pushing it on the virtual ground so that people can also learn from it. So the further details around the event will be shared in our WhatsApp channel and all of that. So, Nkechi, in wrapping up, thank you so much. I want to pray that God will continue to be with you and protect you. Thank you so much for having us and have a lovely night. Bye bye.
thanks so much. Thank you.
Bye
Bye. Thank
bye.
you. Appreciate. Bye all. Thank you so much. Bye.